Hey guys, this will be my second video made today. But one thing I'm kind of noticing here. This is a new channel for those of you that are watching early on. I think this is my only my sixth video. But I'm noticing a trend here. The videos that I have with big scary titles and blah blah blah, those are getting hits. You know, who you got to watch out for, who's the scariest person, who's the most dangerous person, and all that other stuff. But the ones talking about more down-to-earth stuff aren't getting the hits. And it doesn't upset me. It is what it is. I'm not saying that. But what it's doing is it's kind of telling me where a lot of people are at. And also the amount of time that they're watching these videos. I'm saying everything to say this. It sounds like people love the doomer porn, man. That's what they're wanting. And they're wanting to know, how do I do this right now with putting the least amount of work possible into it? I will tell all you guys right now, if you are looking just to kind of halfway make it through any type of event, collapse, whatever, you're going to have problems, okay? And I've talked about in other videos, instead of being hung up on the stuff, get your skills down. I've heard other YouTubers, and a buddy of mine's got a channel, and I was kind of noticing his views. Yeah, when he does a stuff video, oh my gosh, dude, I can't even tell you how many more videos. When he does a walk and talk or whatever, dude, the videos are, the hits just aren't there. So what I'm trying to say is, and I hate to rob another saying off of Bear Independent, but I will. You know, he says do the things. Sorry, Bear Man, I mean, that's perfect. I don't know how else to say it besides that. Yeah, do the things. Yeah, the stuff is fun. Everybody loves the stuff. Everybody loves the weaponry and the molly and the packs and the boots. And like I said, we're all just boys, but we get more allowance now, so we can have cooler toys, okay? As far as survival for SHTF, zombie apocalypse, economic collapse, whatever it is you're preparing for, if you want to survive that, you have to have skills, guys. You have to keep your head about you. I've talked about plans in numerous videos that I've made. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan for everything. No, it's not sexy. It's not 3,200 feet per second. It's not can reach out and touch them at this. It's not can make a feather stick and all this. Yeah, it's about knowing what you're doing, man. I mean, that is it. You go back 100 years, people were surviving without electricity. The settlers, you know, moving out west, they had a lot to deal with, okay? And they made it, and we can make it too, okay? But they didn't just go out west with no knowledge of how to do anything. Does that make sense? Is that a double negative? No, I guess you know what I'm saying. Okay, they went out there and they knew how to make soap. They knew how to either brew beer or distill alcohol, and not just for fun time, but for disinfecting as well. They knew how to grow food and all that other stuff, and a lot of times they were armed with the old smoke pole, a single shot shotgun, or they might have had a revolver or something, or maybe even, if they're talking about the old timers, would have had muzzleloaders or muskets up on the shelf, okay? So it is possible, guys, but what I'm saying is that all this stuff in the world is going to do you no good whatsoever if, number one, you don't use it, number two, have no other skills to go with it, okay? It's not going to happen. It's like I could sit here and make videos showing the pictures of the zombies walking around and the destroyed cities and all that, and talk to you guys, and the looming collapse, and now's the time, and but that's just talk, guys. That's entertainment, okay? If you are doing this as entertainment, if you are prepping for entertainment, you need to step it up a notch, okay? I was a hobby prepper for years. You know what? And in some aspect, I still am, but I'm taking it more serious now, okay? Yeah, it's time to quit looking at it as a hobby or as entertainment and start to take it seriously. My wife and I have a Google gaggle of kids. We got tons of kids. We got... well, I guess for us it's a lot. We got 5. Okay, for some of y'all out there, y'all like, that ain't nothing. But as husband, as father, it is my responsibility to not only make sure they got food and clothing, and but it is my responsibility to see that they are kept safe and that they are raised correctly. God has given us this responsibility as fathers. It is our job to teach our kids, to make sure they know right from wrong, to teach them the Bible. For those of you out there that aren't Christians, I'm not wanting to offend anybody or anything else. This is just, my personal convictions. But it talks about, and I think I mentioned this in another video, that on Judgment Day, we are going to stand before God, and He is going to ask you why you did this, why you didn't do that, pertaining to the well-being of your family. So yeah, the gist of it all is quit playing, quit using this for entertainment, and get serious about it. With that being said, I'm not saying that you got to spend hundreds of dollars a week buying stuff, okay? I believe I talked yesterday on the importance of, the food procurement video I had. Extremely important to have a robust food storage system, okay? Have many years of food in reserve, guys. But like I said yesterday, at the end of the day, it's going to run out, okay? It's going to run out at some point in time. And you're going to have to know, what do I have to do to feed my family now? So you don't have to spend a ton of money. Whenever you go to the store, buy one thing to help you with your preps. Get your husband, wife, get your spouse, try to get them on board too, and say, hey, when you run to the store, can you pick up an extra can of corn, an extra blah blah blah, and just whatever. My wife has, how can I say this? probably like most of you guys, she's put up with it. Okay, she's not against it, but at the same time, she's not out there buying 500 pounds of rice at a time either. Okay, this coronavirus thing that we've got, this global pandemic, sorry, it kind of woke her up too. That's why the very first video I ever posted was talking about going to be some new preppers because of the coronavirus here. But it's waking people up, so get your spouse, try to get them on board. They don't have to be filling buckets and butchering chickens or whatever it is. But if when they go somewhere, they can pick up can of corn, bag of rice, bag of beans, a lighter. I even told my wife, it's like, you know what, if you're in the checkout and you have forgotten about it, grab a Snickers bar. We'll put it in with the preps. Who cares? It's calories, okay? And I'll do a video on that one day as well. As far as you're gonna need candy too. To look at me, you wouldn't know it, but I'm not really a huge candy guy. But if you're doing a lot of foot patrols, if you're doing, if you have to bug out and it's a long distance, those quick calories from eating a candy bar or getting a piece of hard candy, that they can keep you going for a little bit. Now, are they nutritious? Absolutely not, but they do have calories. But that's a video for another time, so we'll leave it at that. But take it seriously, guys. To get your skills can cost very little. Okay, yeah, you can take courses out there and spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But YouTube has a lot of very good content for free. If I had a recommendation, try to stay away from the doomer porn. Okay, and you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. The world's going to end tomorrow and this is what you get. Try to stay away from that. Okay, I've mentioned Dave Canterbury before. Dude's squared away when it comes to wilderness survival. Okay, there is another guy who, dude, he could start fire in the middle of a rainstorm with a wet hanky. I mean, the dude's amazing. I wish I could remember his name right off. If I can remember it when I post this, I'll try to post it in the comments section. Wow, comments section. There we go. But do some checking out. Okay, there are guys out there with the skills. M.I. Gardner, okay, and he is what it sounds like. He does gardening stuff, okay, but dude knows what he's talking about. You're gonna have to know that stuff, okay? So watch some videos on wilderness survival, watch some videos on gardening, watch some videos on raising chickens, raising rabbits. Watch some videos on trapping. Like I said, I think trapping might be a feasible source of food for a short time anyway, afterwards. But try to get those skills. Try to watch the guys that'll explain the ham radio. Don't ask me, because that's one area that I need some skills too, and I'm not too egotistical to admit it. But try to get those skills, your medical skills. Very fortunate that a couple guys in our group, in our mag, whatever you want to call it, have emergency medical training. Okay, they are EMTs or retired EMTs, and things like that. That's awesome. You got to learn that stuff. I'm not saying that you need to go out there and learn how to do feed expedient surgery and stuff like that, because skills, yeah, but you need the cleanly stuff. But I'm not the medical guy to speak to things like that. I just have opinions like everybody else does. But the big thing is getting the skills, guys. Practicing the skills, practicing with the stuff. If you got the stuff, great, practice it. I don't want to see a shiny knife. If I see a shiny knife, then dude, you ain't doing diddly. Okay, don't see any sharpening marks on your knife. Yeah, you're not using your knife. If you're not seeing your pack is worn from the abuse that you're going to give it, you know, your cook sets brand new and shiny and still in the bubble wrap. You know, get out there, get the skills, use your stuff. Because guys, when or if, okay, however you want to look at it, when or if something happens, guys, we're going to have a lot of quote unquote preppers out there that are just as well off as your suburban neighbors. You know, no food, no way to get food. The only problem is those quote unquote preppers, they do have the firepower. That's another thing I'll touch on in another video. People you need to watch out for in SHTF also are all the preppers out there that bought all the guns and all the ammo and all the stuff, but they bought zero food. Yeah, somebody made a video, preppers will turn into marauders. Yeah, absolutely. I can absolutely see that. But anyway, I'll probably touch on that at another time. But to wrap it up, I know I drone on and I go off on tangents. I apologize. But I want to stress the importance of this. Get your stuff fine. Stuff is good. You need stuff. Learn how to use the stuff. And more importantly than that, have the skills. Have the skills that if you got nothing but your clothes and your pocket knife, you're still good to go. So with that, see you after a while. All right, bye.